There it is.
Nectar from the gods in smoke form.
Wow. Welcome back to Pretty Much Experts. I'm Robert John in Dublin, Ireland, living my best life. We got Mikey in his van. What are you saying better, buddy?
Best life, baby.
Yeah, baby. And then we got the master of ceremonies, Skyler, over there, ripping the bong.
Yeah, no shirt, no shoes, no mercy, baby.
We are.
It's the life I'm living right now. The hot as fuck.
We're about like
Hot.
2 weeks away of the experts in-person reunion. It's getting pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I am pumped about it.
Yeah. Tickets are selling out,
Tickets,
so...
sir. We should have organized a live show, but there'd be like 13 people there, so
Yeah.
we'll just have a housewarming party instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need
Maybe-
to record that. We'll just hang.
Or both. Maybe we'll
both.
wear fucking bang wire.
It'll be
Bang wires in the party.
There you go.
definitely be ripping bombs and doing a lot of drugs.
And then we could have a whole show dedicated to the reviewing of all the bang wires. Remember when this guy said this stupid thing?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
That's
I
the
do.
show.
It kind of reminds me of the old cottage days when we used to go up there. Everyone there was like 16 guitars and one bass guitar. You know what I mean? Foreman would bring his bass guitar and everyone would bring their acoustics and I'd set up my computer and we'd just record for 4 hours.
Yeah. I do
And then
remember
I'd
that.
spend the whole rest of the year cutting it up because it was like exhausting. Like I don't want to sit down for all that time to listen to that. And it's just a lot of screaming and
It's like, I
you know,
hate these guys after
carrying
this
on.
weekend.
Yeah.
I don't need to listen to
yeah,
that
I don't
again.
want to listen to it.
Relive it.
How long did they
instantly.
play Hotel California for?
Yeah, dude, 15 minute Hotel California's every night too. Like it just like, and it got longer every night.
You're
Yeah.
just making
People
up
would gain confidence, so you'd hear them on the third recording, and they'd just be like belting it out, you know.
What was
They're in the
that
lead at the
fucking
end.
Bare Naked Ladies song you'd always sing and just make up new verses every fucking time?
I don't know.
Remember. Not me.
Old apartment.
Old Apartment. Fucking Old
Old
Apartment.
apartment.
That would just go around the
I don't
room
remember.
just making up gibberish.
Or just doing the same, like, you do, like, 3 verses, like, all the same, and then it's, like, bridge, and you do the bridge, and then you do, like, 5 verses, and then bridge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
those
old,
were fun
good
days.
old days.
I still have a lot of those recordings. Like definitely have 1 or 2 recordings, really good recordings, for what it was, of that your song "Gary is a Deadbeat Dad."
Oh, classic.
Classic.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
classic. That was a great song. Got everyone screaming.
Yeah, it was a good tune.
Yeah.
Back when I used to make things. Now I only make picture frames. That's my new jam.
Picture frames, eh?
Making picture frames
Did
in
you
my
make
basement.
picture frames because the images I got you were way too big to afford frames for?
No, we're just like cheap as fuck, and
Yeah.
it's like we decided it's cheaper to buy like 10 feet of wood and make it ourselves than buy like one $20 frame, right?
Like $20
those
is, if you're lucky.
Oh yeah,
To like
Yeah.
peek behind the curtain for the fans. I gave Skyler a nice backwards housewarming present,
yeah it was
which is a
great.
bunch of art me and my friends made, but they're like 18 by 24 inch posters, which I know are like $60 per frame. So it's
Damn.
like, yeah, here's some sweet art, but you're gonna dump like $300 to get this like framed up real nice.
Yeah.
Happy
The way you call
housewarming.
it a backwards gift.
It's
Yeah,
a backwards
backwards
gift. Like
gift.
it will
Yeah.
look sweet when it's done, but you're investing.
Frame
all-
these for me,
Yeah,
would
this
you?
is a good tax return.
Yeah. But yeah, so no, I think we're gonna buy those frames now. Now that I know the price, maybe we'll spread it out over time.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
then,
one
like
a
I
year.
said, I bought like a little miter box, and I bought a fucking handsaw, and just popping off those 45-degree angles like it's nobody's business. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I found my calling.
Did
Yeah.
you make a jig to glue the frames, like to get it flush, or what?
No,
No.
we just
No.
fucking iron up and fill it with like what's that wood putty stuff.
PVA glue.
Yeah.
Yeah, sand it
And how
down.
do you keep the pressure on it? What were you doing for that?
Well, you just screw them together.
Oh, you're screwing them together?
Yeah, we got like L brackets on the back. And
Oh, yeah,
on the
gotcha.
back.
Little guys, yeah.
Okay,
Not on
yeah.
the front, come
yeah.
on.
So you
Yeah.
got a really one of these kind of frames, eh? That just like,
Yeah,
does a
but we
little
want
bit
to
of-
keep it loose because that's just
Yeah,
how
oh,
we
yeah.
are in the home, right?
Well,
So,
you know, with humidity too, paper shrinks,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's like you want to be able to
Global
adjust it a
warming,
little
yeah.
bit.
Especially in a new
Yeah,
home.
global warming,
Like, you don't
get a
know how the
little warp
house
in
is going to shift come winter.
You don't know
Yeah.
how it's going to settle. You just
and I
moved
always
in.
feel like,
You just
It
moved
might
in.
settle.
yeah, house is settling still. I'm not even settled.
The house is
And, like-
significantly heavier with all the paint you just put inside it.
Oh, yes.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, if you think of like all the cans of paint you brought in the house, like that's all
Yeah.
on the walls now. It's a
Yeah,
lot of weight.
weighing it down.
That's a lot of weight.
Pulling bricks off,
That
yeah.
foundation was not
Yeah.
expecting that.
Like, I painted my stairs. You're
True.
scaring me now because I painted my stairs like... like
So there's no sleeping under the stairs.
no. I did
Yeah.
like 3 coats of stair paint and then like another like 3 coats of like Varathane to like
Stair
lock
paint
her
is
in.
paint?
I think so.
Or is it
Yeah.
just paint you put on the ground?
I just painted the ground under the stairs.
yeah, I don't think it's called stair paint.
It's wood paint. It was wood paint. It said wood, paint.
Wood
on it.
paint.
Yeah. It's different. It's not that like semi-latex shit that you put on your walls. That clogs
It's
your
stain,
pipes.
right? It's
Yeah.
like a stain.
No,
Yeah.
it's paint.
It's actual paint. Okay.
Black paint. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
weight of paint is very underrated. You think of
I've
how heavy a
never
paint
thought
can
about
is,
it once,
and it's on the
yeah.
wall now. So like,
You're right. You're right.
it's a heavy
That
wall.
could explain why some of the shitty attic apartments that I lived in were, all crook.
Talking about grandma's.
Just 50 years of fucking paint.
Yeah, heavy,
Layered
heavy
up.
paint, heavy,
I
heavy
never
lead
thought of that.
paint.
No, it's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
Here's a thought.
And
Could
you're
you
like-
just paint the
started
walls
lead,
to
I
the
bet.
point where you would lose? Like,
Of
could you
course.
just like keep layering? It wouldn't just fall off eventually.
Yeah,
It would fall off
Like a-
eventually.
Like a blanket of
but you
paint.
could probably get a half inch, lose a half inch.
Yeah, maybe a quarter inch.
Yeah.
I feel like the weight on the
Quarter inch, yeah.
outside would be stronger than the like bind between the first layer and the wall, depending on how you primed it. It'd all just bubble and like rip off.
Okay.
Just did it slow every year. What fresh coat?
Maybe
One fresh
Yeah.
coat.
like
yeah.
coming from
Yeah.
someone that like paints and
Yeah.
shit. Like you can't just keep adding paint. Like it does ruin the canvas. Like it does.
Like I've seen it.
Gets too
I've
heavy,
seen
it
falls
oil
apart.
paintings
Da Vinci.
where it's like fucking
Yeah,
Zach.
thick
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there.
can't go like that thick though.
No.
You can
Don't
get
tell me what I
that.
can't do.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what I can't paint.
Tell me how thick I can go.
Yeah, I can go way thicker than that. Just wait 2 weeks.
But okay, so with all this small talk about
Yeah.
paint, here's my gripe for
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Getting thick.
And it has to do with now that I have lived my domestic life. I went to Costco the other day,
Nice.
and like fuck that store. That store is fucking chaos.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nightmare.
mostly just the people that shop at Costco. It's
Oh,
a
the worst people.
the worst people on the planet.
Ah,
Someone
It's only
consider
one
it-
step up from Walmart. It's like,
Buttons go through
half a
everywhere.
step up from Walmart people.
Yeah. But it's like people running around so they can buy like boxes of Kleenex in bulk. You know what I mean? It's like you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
It's not like they're
Yeah.
gonna fucking run out of that shit.
No, it's Costco, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
It's a warehouse that has a cash register. So, like, you're good.
Yeah.
You
Do you
know?
ever
Take
like look at the people in Costco and wonder like, do they really need a shopping cart or do they just need assisted like walking? Like they're holding
Oh, they
themselves
have-
up.
They have carts
Some-
for that.
That's
Like,
more of a
there's-
Walmart crowd. That's more of a
Costco's got
Walmart
some
crowd.
hefty shoppers.
Oh, yeah.
My theory now is that like those people started at Walmart. They lived in apartments. They bought Jell-O. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pre-made Jell-O, not even the powdered stuff, like the stuff that comes like pudding cups and Jell-O, and like they're those people, right? Not
Okay.
bad people, just like
But not good.
living paycheck to paycheck. And then after 20 years, the house is paid off. They're getting a little better wage. Then they move up to Costco. And they got their fucking golf shirts tucked into their khakis, and they need 48 pounds of dog food. so that it can all go stale for their poor dog. You know, like
Oh yeah.
it's like there's a graduating system. Like they started at Walmart as scum of the earth, and now they're at Costco as like your dentist neighbor that you just like don't want to have anything to do with.
Oh yeah, it is just like the promised land. I think is what you're getting at. Like,
Yeah, it is.
What
yeah.
were you
That's
getting at?
the American dream dies at Costco.
Yeah. Well, what were you getting at Costco?
I was buying steaks,
How many?
3 steaks.
Okay.
Yeah,
A reasonable purchase.
reasonable
Yeah.
purchase. We
Yeah,
ate
yeah.
them all weekend. It was delicious. But so I'm going.
Does
in
Costco
there.
have good meat? Do they have good meat there?
Yeah, it's okay. It's all
Yeah?
right. Yeah, no, it's good. You know, it's like big, thick motherfucking steaks too, right? Like,
Nice.
you know, it's definitely a whole baby cow.
Yeah.
And I got kitty litter, so I didn't need a cart. I had a cart, so I got 2 boxes of kitty litter, and I got fucking steaks. And so I have this cart, and I'm trying to get in and out as fast as possible. And so many people would like speed up to get in front of me, and then like stop to look at like Brita water filters, you know?
Oh,
and like, do you think we need this?
dude.
And it's like, are you know, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Why'd you pass me?
Why'd you pass me?
Yeah.
What,
I
hurry
think
up
about
to
that every
stop.
day on the road. The same shit. But
It's exactly the same as like the parking lot and like
Yeah.
it's, you know, hurrying up,
just
to slow
speeding
down,
up.
hate it.
Yeah, hate it. Hate that.
Hate those fucking choppers and those giant carts. And RJ, like to answer your question, there was totally like a dude driving around in what can only be described as like a golf cart with a fucking
Yeah.
cage on the
Pickup.
front of it.
There's like a fucking
That-
pickup bed in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he obviously couldn't walk, and this was his. It was just like a giant motorized cart, but it was like it's a little car. I saw another
Yeah.
woman pushing around just like I don't even know what they're called. They're like like dollies, but they're huge and they could just
Yeah,
you can
they're
put-
for queen size mattresses. Like a
Yeah.
stack of them.
yeah.
yeah.
She's getting them all like oh it's fucked, just fucked.
I went to IKEA when I first moved here, and it was like culture shock because I wanted to like redo the van and the storage in the van.
Yeah.
So I went to IKEA to purchase some shit, and it was all those dollies. Like it was just people with these dollies, like mountains of shit, like a whole house of furniture, and they're just moseying around IKEA. It's like it was culture shock for me. You know, I'm coming from up north where the
Yeah.
shopping carts are normal, regular
Yeah.
human size, maybe
Yeah.
even slightly smaller. And they come here and it's like these gluttons and their dollies. Felt like a nightmare.
Yeah, you're used to just like getting your pickup truck and driving down the street. That was your IKEA, right? Like just side of the
Yeah.
road, like oh someone's throwing out a computer chair.
Yeah.
Man.
Exactly, dude.
There was a grocery
I still do
store in
that.
Kensington Market I used to go to when I lived in Toronto that had like, it was so old, it didn't have like the automated conveyor belts. Like it was just like a wood table and you had to like manually slide your hand across with your food.
Yeah.
Such a great
Yeah.
place. Just really brought you back to the old days of like Valdi's and IGA.
Oh yeah.
It's like how
Yeah.
grocery shopping used to be.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
an IGA here, right off Victoria.
Yeah?
It's the only one I've seen in 15 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. It's nice though. It's almost like a boutique grocery now. It looks like that. It's not a place I'm going.
No.
It's not like the old
no.
days. But there's still
Above
big
them.
IGA, red and white sign.
Yeah. Too rich for
You
your
know?
blood, or
It's just not. I don't need to go there. Like I'd rather stop at like the Asian market and get fresh fruits and stuff there.
Pick
and,
up your mail.
You know. Yeah. Pick up my mail. And if I want like peanut butter or mayo, I'll just go to the closest convenient actual chain grocery store because it doesn't matter where you buy that shit, right?
no. This is very
But like,
true.
I like the idea of going to butchers and getting going to bakeries and stuff. If I'm gonna eat that stuff, like
Well,
I mean,
you being in a van, you must not have a lot of fridge storage anyway. Like you're
I don't.
like
So
1
I
to 2
eat
days.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's. I put way more effort in what I'm consuming now, and I feel great about it.
Yeah.
Like it really.
good.
Like I've been eating clean, like mostly 5 days a week, anyways, and putting effort into eating fresh. And I mean, I have kind of a fridge set up, but it's like not for. I'm not gonna just buy a thing of meat. I can't do it
Yeah.
because it's just all gonna go bad in the mediocre fridge that I have here.
The ice box.
The ice box, exactly. It's more of an ice box, yeah.
It's a
But I've been
backpack
thinking a
cooler.
lot about upgrading my living situation in the next year, getting something super nice like a fucking 40-footer, decking it out, getting like a 3-way fridge in there, like a nice big freezer fridge that runs on propane and shit. So thinking about it, dreaming, drawing, been drawing some sketches.
Yeah, you're gonna make your own.
Build your own
I want to build the interior, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so like buy the
awesome.
shell and like hopefully something that's like mechanically good, like an old school bus or something, right?
Yeah.
And then
Oh, I
just
see.
gut it and build it, from scratch to what suits me, right?
So you're talking a fucking school bus? Like
Maybe a
60
school
seater?
bus, yeah, yeah,
Jesus.
or like a coach bus or something, or even like a cube van, like an old
Quite a bit
cube
less
van.
classy than a school bus.
So much classless, so much less class, yeah.
But
but-
where would you park a fucking school bus?
Anywhere I want, dude. Like,
Okay.
there's options, man. There are options. There's actually, I don't want to live near these people, but there's like places in the city, like quite a lot of them, man, dozens of them, where like the campers are just allowed to exist. There's so many of them. There's like 30 campers any given day, and there's like multiple spots like that around the city. And like that's just Vancouver. Then there's Burnaby and Richmond and Surrey and all these areas that are like reasonably close to, the fun part of Vancouver,
Yeah.
where campers are just like allowed to exist because they're squatting. I don't really want to be in those kind of like weird communities, but
Yeah.
when it comes to like having a sweet school bus set up, if that's where I have to park, then it's big enough that I can have like my musical equipment and fucking I don't have to leave. I can have parties in the bus, like
Have a
It's
yard.
great how that's that fine line, right? Like I'll live in my van all I want on the street and it's fucking awesome, but like I refuse to be placed in a group with other people who want to live in their vans in the
well, I
street.
just like I don't want to socialize with like
disgusting.
these fucking people all the time,
Oh,
right?
I
don't
totally
want to have
understand.
to.
I totally
It's like having
understand.
it's like having neighbors anywhere,
Yeah.
like at your new house, at your old
Yeah.
house. It's like I don't want to walk out there and be like, "Hey, Jeff, how's the garbage?" or whatever.
What's the
Garbage
neighbor
night
situation
again.
for you, Skyler? How's Jeff?
I haven't met any of them. I
Oh.
met one of them. I met one of the. Well, they both got kids, so I
Have
just
Yeah.
I don't do kids.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So, sorry.
No.
But they're like your age or what?
They gotta be close, under 40.
Yeah.
The two of them. Both.
When you have
both
kids, they
sets.
look so much older and ragged that you don't think we're the same age, but we are.
Yeah, like they've seen some shit that I haven't
Yeah.
yet. Yeah.
You can just see
Whether-
the years
Oh,
on
yeah.
their face.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. When your friends have kids, it's different because they're still your friends. But like meeting people, like brand new when they have kids,
Yeah.
not a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
a thing.
not for me.
No, not for people who don't have kids.
No.
I'm not just gonna meet someone with kids and be like, "We're new best friends."
Yeah.
No.
No.
And they try to play like their life is so great and you're missing out, but you can see them inside just dying a little bit to like have what you have.
Yeah. You can see
Oh
it
my
on the
God,
outside
yeah.
too, all the shit and puke all over them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just wait
The
until
hand
they.
tremor.
Just wait 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's not that I'm avoiding it, but it's also like I'm not going out of my way. I say hello, but it's not like, oh hey, I'm this person.
Yeah. Do you have a
It's
weed
like,
What was your
whacker?
gripe?
Yeah.
Home Depot or something?
What about Home Depot?
What was your gripe?
Oh,
Costco.
about Costco.
Costco.
Close.
Yeah.
Home Depot is awesome. It smells great. It's
Does.
just a good time in there.
The aisles are huge,
Aisles are
so you don't
huge.
even have to worry about passing people,
No.
like who you're
Yeah.
passing.
One
It's a
thing I don't
three-cart
like though
aisle.
is you really have
3
to
lanes.
like ask for help from staff. Like I'm a self-sufficient
Oh, yeah.
guy, and a lot of that
Yeah, I
stuff
get
is
that.
like out of reach, or you have to get them to come like cut it.
Yeah, it's
Let
way
me
up
do
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, no.
that's one
No,
point
I'm
off
the same
Home
way.
Depot. If I have to like ask some fucking idiot to go up on his like scissor lift to get me something,
Yeah.
I'll just order
Yeah.
it from Amazon. Or
Just
not,
come
I like
back
those-
or
a
look in the
different day.
garbage for
I
something
like-
similar.
I feel like those stores are so big and there's so much to see and what's going on. There's also a lot of people shopping generally in Home Depot that like there's kind of like it's freedom to do whatever you want. Like I've built potato guns in there, got all the parts I need, put it all together, not glued it, but like pieced it all, dry fit it together, and then just walked up to the till and rang in all those pieces individually and knew that I had like a full potato gun, ready to go. Yeah. I just needed to go buy the hairspray, man, and the potatoes.
Yeah,
Home Depot's probably got that shit if you look hard enough.
I think that's why, like, I'm also like annoyed by it, because you are on your own so much that when you need help, there's nobody around. Like, you're just like,
oh, dude, I'm opening all the barbecue, like those smoke chips, like for smoking your meats. I'm opening them all and smelling them. Like that's ruined now for the next person who wants to purchase it. Like it's open, it's got a hole in it.
Yeah, that's part of my issue. Like there's no staff around.
I like it. Well, I'm reverse griping on that. I like that.
Well, I don't know how much mine is a gripe, but it is like it felt so great today. My gripe was like I had a birthday at the beginning of the month, and on Facebook now, when it's close to your birthday, you get these fucking pop-ups to like ask for like a donation, like set up like a birthday fund. And
a fund or whatever.
Yeah, like set up a birthday fund and raise money for some charity that you care about or whatever. And I'm just like, that's
not
stupid.
The worst idea,
that's stupid.
If you already don't care about your birthday, you're not going to set up a fund.
No, I don't care. But anyway, I have this one guy on Facebook that is one of those most annoying people ever, and I only am friends with him so I can see, like, the
I
bullshit.
hope he listens. Like, he knows who he is.
He knows who he is.
And
but,
fuck you.
Every post is how he's a feminist, how he's a vegan, how he doesn't litter, how he doesn't use electricity, how he doesn't have
I can see your brother scanning right now. He's like, who is this?
He's got Facebook pulled up. Like, look at, he's like one of these people that can do no wrong, constantly sharing about, we got to do something about, this kid's been in jail for 30 years, sign a petition. And all of his posts have so much attention because he's just like talking to his own audience of all those people that I'm not friends with.
Yeah.
But I can see that he's got like 30 comments on this thing. And he posted today, like, reminder, my birthday is on Monday, still raising money for the Ontario Humane Society. And I like clicked it, it said $14 raised at a $3,000 goal.
14?
$14.
I hope that wasn't multiple donations.
But it is like, it's probably like the 14 people that commented on all this fucking bullshit. I'll put $1 in.
Oh, man.
Talk is cheap.
It's $14, but 38 people have fucking donated.
And it's like a $3,000 goal. Like, he set the bar fucking high because he's so, like, Facebook activist. And, like, guess what? Nobody fucking cares. It's so easy to like and share things, but when it actually comes to doing something, no one. Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about those people or what they're doing.
That's my reverse gripe. I love that people don't do anything. I love it. So it's a reverse
we need those people.
I love that.
I feel like that world needs those people because I'm over here in my world doing my worldly things.
Yeah.
Which is like a total fucking counterweight to all of that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not throwing my cigarette butts on the ground and feeding birds gum and stuff, you know what I mean? But, like, but I also just, like, don't give a fuck. Like, I'll spit where I want and piss where I want. You know?
I'm not feeding the ducks the gum, but I am spitting my gum at the ducks.
And the rest is on them.
Last night I was out with some buddies, like some of my Canadian pals, and they're like, do you want to go to like this random sports bar that's playing like the CFL game, like the Argos versus the Ticats? Nice. And I was like, Ireland. Sure, whatever. It's like 7 p.m.
Wow.
Like our time. Like I don't know what time it is back there, but it's like, yeah, sure, I'll just go for some drinks and whatever.
Was it Don Cherries? Was it a Don Cherries?
No, it was like some Irish bar that if you're just early enough, you can like request what channel they put on, and these guys are like, put on the CFL, eh?
Yeah. Oh, you're with Canadians. I thought you were going to a Canadian bar or something.
Yeah. It's not a Canadian bar. But like the night's winding down, and the one guy's like, I'm just gonna take a piss and we can get going. I'm like, yep, sure. I'll walk like with you. I'm going the same direction-ish. And then we like leave the bar, And he's like, hey man, like I noticed you didn't like get up to go pee once. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you have like some like super bladder? I was like, no. And he's like, well, why didn't you pee before we leave? I'm like, I'm just gonna piss on the street as soon as you turn left. Like,
Oh, exactly, man.
what do you mean? Like, I'm just
I don't need to check my hair.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna-
need to go to the bathroom
like,
and look in the
I'm
mirror.
not gonna go up the stairs in this like fucking like old ass bar.
No.
I'm just gonna go pee.
Or
in the street.
down the stairs. There's always stairs in the city.
I'm not taking stairs. I'm just gonna walk
No.
outside. You're gonna turn right at the next intersection. I'm gonna go a few more cars, like 3 more cars tops, and just stand between them and either pee on the car, pee between the cars, turn and pee onto the sidewalk
combination of
while
both.
standing on the road.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
But like the
I,
look on his
there
face,
was-
is like, wait, what's wrong with you? I'm just like, I didn't even consider that was rude. Like that's
Yeah.
how I roll.
Well, two things. That reminds me of 2 things. Like when I first moved up north, years and years ago now, I used to just walk on the road. You know what I mean? Like just walk not middle of the street, but like I'd walk in the middle of like the lane that like on one side of the street, and then a car came. I'd like get, kind of tuck close to the curb, and like I didn't realize that was an abnormal thing. And like in Georgetown, it's not weird at all. You're always on the
How you
street.
do it?
You know, I don't ride. You don't ride your bike, your skateboard, or even walk on the sidewalk.
God, no.
You know,
Fuck no.
no, it's all on the street. So like, I didn't realize it was a weird thing. But there was this bar that we used to go to, and it was the Cabaret, the Twin. Upstairs was the strip club. Downstairs was like the after hours that played like the worst top 40 dance music. But everyone went there because it's the only thing open till like 3 or 4 a.m. Right, and there'd be hundreds of people every weekend, and it was like it was just a shit show, like cowboys versus Indians in real life, dude, in
Yeah.
real life, and then everybody in between.
Yeah.
But there was like a fight going on or whatever, cops were there, and everyone was distracted over here, and I had to piss really bad, and like my friends are all hanging out, so I was like, I'm just gonna go back down the ramp to the front of the entrance of this cabaret and just like pee there. Because
Yeah.
like everyone's looking over here, they're all distracted by the commotion.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. Like
Strippers
I'm
and
not gonna
fights in
go.
that
I'm not gonna.
direction.
Yeah, exactly. There's fights and shit going on. I'm not gonna leave the parking lot where it's cool and fun and everyone's hanging out. I'm just gonna like go deeper into the parking lot and closer to the entrance of this bar that's now closed. And I peed on it, and I guess the owner's dad is like this Asian dude who had a restaurant there too, and like Chinese guy and like really thick Chinese accent. And he came out and caught me peeing, yelled at me. That turned into the thing.
Yeah.
Now that everyone's looking at. And I'm like, putting my bird away and trying to shake it off. And he's yelling. And then we're kind of still hanging out there. The cops like come over and ask what was going on. I was like, I don't know, man. He's just like freaking out. And like, so the cops end up leaving. He comes out like 10 minutes later with a bucket of hot soapy water. And like walks up to me and like puts it into my chest.
Yeah.
Like he didn't
Wow.
throw it at me, but he chest bumped me, like chest to chest with the bucket in the middle, little gun on my neck. You know what I mean? Little splash from the bucket, and he's like, clean it off. So I had to walk over this door and throw this hot soapy bucket of water on my piss, which was on the door, and
Splash
so
the
like
piss
kind of like
everywhere.
fair. Yeah, fair's fair though, right?
Fair's fair.
Yeah.
Fair's fair. But yeah, I'm not going to the bathroom to piss. It's for the birds.
Yeah. I went to a show, I'm not sure which one it was, but I was like running around in the pit and I had to puke. Like it was like I got all foamy in my stomach and I was like, I gotta go outside. And went outside and like went around the corner of this club and like puked all over the floor. Really just on the ground and like cleaned up and then walked around the corner, and the bouncer that just like let me leave the club to go have a cigarette like came around the corner and he looked at me and looked at the ground and he's like, dude, I have to go that way. And it was like, sorry man, like I don't know, nothing I can do. And he was just like, that's fucking gross, like why wouldn't you go to the washroom? And it was like,
That's worse. That's worse.
That's the worst.
You know?
like, it's like I'm just gonna go outside and puke. And then the best part though was because he was like the bouncer that like let me out and then saw me puke, and he went around back. So I just like went back into the show, and like a different bouncer was like, "Oh yeah, come on in." Didn't just see him blow load all over the fucking floor.
Blowing chunks. Oh,
Yeah, it was
jeez.
great.
Well, what about Mike? Do you have a gripe this week? Are you flying neutral?
I'm gripe neutral right now. I mean, I'm
That's
pissed
good.
off
That's-
about everything all the time, but like I don't have anything,
That's so mature of you.
specific. Thank you. I'm trying.
Yeah,
You know?
I love it. We're maturing as a
But if
group
you
just
got more,
because
I
you-
got more. That's what I'm saying. If you want to bitch some more, I can get in on it.
I don't think. No, I think that's all I have is my shitty Costco experience.
Yeah, like there's nothing that springs to mind. I just wanted a good reverse gripe. Any update on any of the segments you've been building over the last 2 months? I feel like it's my duty to check in.
Dude, I thought we weren't going to talk about it anymore. No build. No, I've been busy. I had some friends in town, went camping, fucking played some beer speed, did some drugs, got electrocuted.
Big week.
Yeah, a big week. I got fucking, harassed at work. Was involved in a hit and run. Road rage.
Were you the hit or the runner?
No, I was on the street working and like blocking the road, and this guy comes up, pulls up behind me.
Before the
I
story
give him, like-
continues, I feel like
Yeah.
your day-to-day, that you're like, oh yeah, nothing happened, it's more exciting than 87% of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Like, normal
But
people have no
it
idea.
takes effort.
Yeah.
I've cultivated
You
that.
need to,
That
you
isn't
know,
something you
need
just
to live outside of the bubble. But
Yeah,
there's a
get
lot
off
of
of
fun to get
social
into.
media
Yeah,
and bump into some
go
people,
outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this guy actually did bump into me. He
With his car.
with his car against my work truck, fucking dinged up the mirror, like the marker light on the mirror cracked it. Then I had to like call my dispatch and like we had to do this report on the phone. Like it was a big fucking hassle for nothing. Like he had room. He pulled up and I was like 2 minutes. Like I'll be done in 2 minutes. I was gonna pack my shit,
Yeah.
close it, move up far enough that he was comfortably could pass, but he could still pass.
Yeah.
You know, like I moved my pylon in for him so he could fucking,
Yeah.
just squeak by. And so he sat there and he flashed his lights at me a bunch. And I was like, okay. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm done. I fucking pack up. I get in the truck. And as I'm packing up to get in the truck, he pulls alongside me slow. And I was like, okay. Like he could have done that any time. I wasn't in the way. I could have let him go. Like I would have stepped out of the way. And and then all of a sudden he just like yelled something, and I didn't really hear it because I'm like closing my hatch like at the back of the truck, and he yelled something and then like squeaked his tires, and then I heard a bang and I was like, fuck. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go around the side and he's like pulled up now like 10 feet in front of my truck, and he's stopped there with yelling out his window or something, and I was like, what the fuck? So I go and look. I don't see any damage on the truck. I go to the front of the truck. There's no damage. And then I turn around. I realize that he hit the mirror.
Yeah.
But, like, the way he passed the truck, it's like we're both facing the same direction. And he
Yeah.
was passing on my passenger side. But the back of the mirror had a crack on it. So I don't know if he fucking passed and, like, hit it with something.
Right.
Or if it's just the way he hit it. It didn't actually break the mirror. It just broke the marker light. I don't know. And then I fucking yelled at him. And then he went to go take off, so I took off, and we did this illegal left turn on the one-way street, and he went the wrong way, and we're both going the wrong way on a one-way street, and, like, I called my dispatch. I'm like, I'm in a fucking car chase right now, like, hit and run, like, take this license plate, and, like, as she's taking the license plate down, he did this, like they got those roundabouts,
Yeah.
and he threw me off where he, like, put his signal on to
Oh,
go.
no.
But fucking deked me. Like he was gonna go around the long way and go left, but he just darted right. Oh
wow.
yeah. Yeah, he fucking deked me, and then he was gone. But like, I wasn't gonna do anything. I'm at work.
Yeah.
If this was like in my personal vehicle, yeah, I would have fucking hunted him down and killed his whole family. But at work,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's not my truck.
The old fucking
yeah, it's on my truck.
signal light deep, though.
That's good.
That's
Oh, yeah.
day one
Real
police
good.
chase.
Yeah.
There's a gripe. I fucking hate those roundabouts so much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hate them. I still don't understand how they work. I just like
That's the
speed
whole
up
city
as
here.
I go through it just to get through it quicker.
Yeah.
I speed up and go straight through it.
Straight
Yeah.
through.
Here, like,
In this, it's all in the city here.
yeah, all the roundabouts
Yeah.
here are like two-laners. I don't know what they are in Canada.
Oh
like,
yeah.
They're pretty new
Big
there.
ones, right?
You can do, yeah, I've seen a couple 2-laners.
It's like, I don't get it. Like, you're supposed to, like, go into the center if your turn's not for, like, 2 more, and then, like, shift back and then exit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
that seems so fucking complicated.
Yeah, the middle lane is like the Russian roulette of
Like,
the
why would
roundabout.
anyone
Like,
go into the middle lane? To stay in the outside and you don't have to deal with
Yeah.
merging again. It makes
Yeah.
no sense why anyone would go in the middle lane. Like,
no.
just stay, like,
No.
it doesn't take up any more distance than a regular 4-way stop. It's not like it's a 6-minute drive. It's like
No.
10, like, why would you go into the middle lane and have to merge and then merge out again? Like, it's so stupid. And you see people
And
doing
no
it
one
all
knows
the
what
time,
you're doing when you're in there.
and then
No.
just getting stuck and having to do an extra lap around. Like, it's like fucking
Dude,
ridiculous.
there's one of those 2-laners in Burlington or just outside Burlington, and I would, like, honestly, I'd go through it once, maybe twice a day, depending on where I was working.
Yeah.
And half the time, like a few times a week, you would just catch someone pulling up at it, and like you'd see them, they're coming, like they're ahead of you, but they're like coming the opposite direction, and they would just completely go the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like they just forgot how driving worked as soon as I got there, and they go right, or like they go left, or whatever the opposite direction was.
It's way faster to go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one at the end of
going
the
all the way
street here.
around.
I'll fucking take a photo and update, like, our sorry listeners, you don't get the pleasure of this, but the group chat will show you guys. It was like, it's a pretty, like, quiet residential road, so the, like, roundabout was just drawn on, like, a regular, like, road, like, there's
Yeah.
nothing in the middle. So people just use it like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
4-way. They just blast over, like, it's just like a Mickey Mouse line. Like, there's a circle
Yeah.
in the middle of a 4-way stop, so no one uses it. They just blast over the middle. And then in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last 2 weeks, like, they dug it up and built, like, a little mound. So it's
Oh,
like you
yeah.
have to go around it, allegedly. But the mound isn't
Yeah,
very
allegedly.
high, so now people just hit it and, like, get air. Like, it's hilarious. Like, you see, like, you
That's
hear, like,
like,
people on a dirt bike, like, every now and then ripping down. I know exactly what
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
doing. Just
Yeah.
gunning
They
it.
gotta, there's
up
a
to,
jump on this
yeah, they
street.
get up
That's
to 88
awesome.
miles an hour, hit the fucking roundabout. 6 inches of
That's
air.
wicked.
Yeah.
It's so
That's
funny.
like those hit to pass races. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
those?
yeah.
Where they do the figure 8 and it's just like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you never know when it's coming. Right? But here, like, it's pretty cool actually. Some of the roundabouts here, they've like taken mountain-sized boulders, like boulders the size of vehicles, and just popped it right in the middle of like a wide open 4-way
You gotta
intersection.
put something
So
in the
you
middle.
have no
Yeah.
something
There has to be
huge,
something.
massive boulders, like right downtown Vancouver,
Yeah.
in the middle of this fucking roundabout. It's
Yeah.
pretty neat.
Dublin,
cool.
take note. You have to
Yeah.
have something in the middle.
Something. You can't just have it put a jump there and
Jump
expect
there.
people
They'll
not to
just fucking
use it.
jump in it now.
Yeah. We're gonna build this kicker
Yeah,
right in the
it's-
middle of this
It's
fucking
like
roundabout.
4 inches, like, of a little mound. Like, it is nothing. And it's like,
It's
why do you
perfect.
think this is going to deter a car? Like, it's maybe 2 speed bumps high. Like, it's not high. They're still driving over
Yeah.
it. Like, it's no problem.
What's the license situation like there in Ireland? Like, do you have to have one? How old do you have to be?
I have no
like,
idea.
Yeah,
I
have
never
no
looked
idea.
into it. Me and my buddy were going to rent a car today and go on a road trip, but then I realized, like, I have just too much work to do this week that I can't, like, fuck off and just go off. But he looked
Yeah,
into
save
it and he said it'd be like $30 a day to rent a car. You know?
Not bad, yeah.
Yeah, so, like,
Yeah.
we could split it and go for, like, 3 days. It'd be pretty affordable. He had a tent. He's like, I'll sleep outside. You sleep in the car. I'm like, yeah, sure. But
Nice.
I just have too much
Yeah, I
to
had a-
do. And I was like, you know what? Like, I could kind of do it, like, you know, we'll take turns driving. Like, I'll just, like, work in the back seat. But I'm like, I'm never
You're
going
not
to
gonna
do
work.
anything,
You're
like,
not gonna
of
do
any
anything, yeah.
satisfactory level working from
No.
the back seat of the car. Like,
No. God, no.
You
I
gotta
like to
be
be reckless,
making a
but I can't-
playlist.
I can't fuck
Yeah.
up, like,
Fucking-
my, like, income. Just be like, yeah, I'm not
No,
doing any
no,
of that
no.
work this week.
Yeah, yeah. If you're really rolling, rocking and rolling over there, you might as well just Oh, I'm sure you got it figured out. You don't need me to tell you, but like when you got a lot of work, it's like, yeah, it's your job. You gotta
Yeah, it's my
like treat
job.
it like
I
your
still have
job,
a job.
even
I
though
have a lot of,
it's freelance.
Yeah, like, I have a lot of, like, dick swinging room with, like, how my week looks schedule-wise, but there is work to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to put aside some days sometimes. Yeah.
And maybe on more
I
than
think-
1 day's notice, I could have swung that, but
I think you should go with the whole backseat drawing thing. It could be a little, like, you know, drawings from the back seat.
Yeah, if I was just
You'd
making
be
shit
like your
up, but I have
acoustic
like
set.
Fucking.
deadlines for like actual like corporate work that I can't just like scribble and like.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's
You're
like
wearing
it
a suit
actually
and
has to be
ties
good
these
and
days.
do, and it's like I can put up a hotspot on my phone and send it on an email, like it's fine. But like I
But
just
you're
don't,
not going to be focused
I
on it.
won't be focused. We'll be talking the whole
No.
time and listen to music, and I'll just find like, let me finish this real fucking quick, and I'll send it off, and then I'll send it off, and they'll send back a whole bunch of changes I have to do, and it's like, yeah, might as well just like actually do it properly the first time.
Dude, I met this guy in New Orleans a couple years ago, and he is like known like in their friend circle there as the guy who like rents U-Hauls every couple weeks.
I was
and
gonna say that.
And what he does, it's like, because you get like 100 kilometers and it's like $20 a day or whatever, right? So he just stays within the fucking down, like whatever area, like the like 7th Ward, 9th Ward, like downtown area of New Orleans, and just in wherever. And he just has this roaming party for like 3 days straight, where he like gets it all decked out. Like he'll rent the U-Haul, drive it to his house, fill it with all his favorite cool shit, lights and everything, and then just do this roaming party for like 3 days every couple weekends. And he's that guy, and it's fun, and like, you know, you could catch him like fucking twice in a weekend.
Yeah.
For a couple hours, and you never know who's gonna be there. It's a great time, and it's like $20-$30 a day.
Cool. Yeah, no, I was thinking that.
Have a regular room.
But everyone's an alcoholic there, and like doing drugs day in day out, even if they're school teachers. So it's like there's always a party.
Yeah.
Like, is he drunk when he's doing it? He can't be. I guess
Oh
not.
fuck yeah,
Okay,
dude.
okay. my
Dude,
bad.
like it's honestly like New Orleans is like this weird like gray area. It's not third world. It's definitely first world, but it's got like third world rules, you know? Like people can shoot guns into the air and drink and drive and, you know, do cocaine at bars that don't close for 24 hours, and then a cop will come in for his coffee, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just weird fucking like, and I only got a small taste of it. Like living there would be just crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe
Fucking
one
New
day.
Orleans. Yeah, I don't know. I might dabble. New Orleans.
Oh, you go see it. Go for a week and fucking go to
Yeah,
as
why
many
not?
different bars as you can. Just go to as many different bars as you can in a week. You know?
All right.
Yeah.
Cause more damage than Katrina.
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah. So what are we doing? Are we?
Should we get
We're
to
talking
the topic
about.
at hand?
Wow.
Yeah.
We had like
What are we? Like 40 minutes. Fuck.
40 minutes in. We'll flash through
minutes
this
right
topic
now.
real fucking quick. We watched
Yeah.
what's it called? Run,
Roll
Red,
Red.
Run.
Run,
Roll-
red, run. Yeah.
Roll.
Roll, red, roll.
Roll, Red, roll.
Run, red, roll.
There's no run. It was just roll, red, roll.
Roll, Red, roll. About this like poor like girl that gets raped at some high school football party. At first nobody believed her, as is the case normally, but then
Yeah.
through social media they like put together this case that like she was clearly raped, and they all bragged about it and posted photos, but then deleted them. But you can like
Yeah. That journalist was fucking
yeah,
on
you
it,
can
man.
find that shit. Like, just because you delete it doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah.
No.
Like she said she used some like archive
Yeah,
programs.
Yeah,
And,
she
like,
just like downloaded it and
yeah,
Yeah.
could search their phones. Like that seems a
And good
bit
for her.
fucking.
Good for her.
yeah.
Good for her. I just mean like it's
Yeah.
why is that technology out there that like just any journalist can go and get this.
Well, it's like
You know?
up there.
That should teach everyone a lesson.
Yeah.
Don't put everything like, especially the bad shit.
Especially
Don't
the
put that
raping of
out into the
people.
ether.
Yeah,
You know?
don't post it on
Okay.
Instagram and then just delete it right after. Like, it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
And some of the comments were just like, whores be tripping, whores be getting raped, whores be whores. You know, it's like, who are you saying that to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Who
A
are
lot of
you?
fucking
That's
words.
what I thought was weird. It's like, who are you tweeting this all out to?
Yeah.
That their like response is like, yeah, whores
Yeah.
are whores.
So like when the movie,
Boy.
like 20 minutes in the movie, I like texted you guys, and I was like, "Why is this a movie? Like this seems like a pretty open and shut Netflix
Yeah.
doc. Like, she was clearly raped. All the people she said did it. I don't get it. And then as it like goes on, it's like more about like the town just didn't really care. And then like Anonymous like
Stupidville?
stepped up and like made a huge big deal and embarrassed the town so much that like a bunch of the like teachers and football staff like all lost their jobs because it's not like they helped
They
in
were
any
doing
way.
it.
They were just like pretty much aware that like this team was like
Yeah.
doing this kind of
Yeah.
shit regularly.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that they were aware that it was happening for 30 years previous to that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Because
know?
in the beginning of the movie, there's this big, like, ugly fat guy they interview, and he's in a house with way too many things in it, and that made me laugh real hard.
Yeah.
And he was like, back in my day, like, this kind of thing would happen, and those guys would just be labeled as, like, a bad boy or, like, a rebel. And now, like, you might go to jail for that, like, just showing you how much things
Yeah,
have
dude.
changed in 40 years. And I'm, like, hearing that, I'm like, what the fuck?
Thank
Yeah.
God they have.
Yeah.
You know?
But then, like towards-
at the very least, you should have lynched him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on.
Like, he's like subtly like bragging. I used to be a bad
Yeah.
boy, but then by the end of the
I had that
movie,
label.
like Anonymous has like this big like rally in the town square, and there's like hundreds of women coming forward. Like, I was raped 50
Yeah.
years ago. I was raped 30 years ago.
It's crazy.
I was raped by
man.
football players like 8 years ago. And it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
like this is just a thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this town is just in this weird like.
It's a thing everywhere.
Yeah.
I
It is
imagine.
everywhere.
It's
It
everywhere. It's
100%
gotta
is
be.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like any sport, any team sport, in my opinion, that it has that kind of following to it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Like
That's
I
just been my understanding of how the world works.
I really like sports, but I don't get sport fandom like at all. And putting myself
Yeah,
in this
me
like
either.
town, like there's a stadium there that probably holds 30,000 people. Like it's a huge football
Easy.
stadium.
For high school.
And that's what I mean. Like, who has nothing
It's
better
nuts.
to do than watch a bunch of 16-year-olds play football on a Friday night?
I'll tell you what, fucking pedophiles.
But like, it always comes back to the pedophile.
Coming back
one.
around.
Yeah.
But like, I
Yeah.
don't get that. Like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna spend my Friday night watching a bunch of high school kids play a sport. There's
No.
1,000 things I'd rather do.
Mm.
Absolutely not.
Mhm.
I like
I never
playing
had-
sports, but there's no fucking way I'm gonna be like a fan, and I hope what are they called? The red team wins,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna go there. Like, what? Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I'm on your side with that. I like playing sports, but have no need to like participate in any other way.
It's like
I'm
fun
not
going
going
to a
there for
live
any other
sport
reason.
and like, especially at like a pro
Sometimes,
level
sure.
or something. Like, it's like a big
Yeah, yeah.
deal. Like, you can see Michael Jordan, but
Or
a
like with
high
you guys in
school
the
team?
bunts, right?
Yeah,
Like having your friends come out and watch you guys just
that's
get
fun.
drunk
Yeah,
and play
everyone's
ball.
laughing, having
Mhm.
fun. But like a high
Mhm.
school team that you're just like die hard, and like I
Yeah.
was on the
You
team
don't
in
you don't have
1987.
kids, you just have 12 cats,
yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
Oh,
but you
you
go to
don't
these
miss
high
it.
school games.
Yeah, you don't miss a football game
Yeah.
every Friday. It's kind of creepy. And you guys
Weird
like,
culture. It's American. Super
Yeah.
American.
Did you guys hear the name of the town was like it was like Stupidville?
Yeah, it was like
Did you
Stupidville. Yeah,
It was so funny. Like they just
Something
kept
like
calling
that,
it
yeah.
Stupidville, this and that. And then like every time they interviewed anybody from the town, it's like I think it is Stupidville.
Yeah.
Like they are. It's like there's just a
Yeah.
backwards way of mindset of thinking that is like their culture
Yeah.
of like even when like they were talking to girls that went to school with the girl that was assaulted
Yeah.
and like their stance like was totally just like, oh well, she should have known better,
yeah,
like she shouldn't have been there, like
Yeah.
that's what she gets for going there kind of thing, like those guys aren't like the greatest, so I don't know why you'd be hanging out with them in the first
Yeah.
place. And
Yeah, that fucking pissed me off.
yeah,
It
and
was just like the whole town breeding this idea, not to mention the people that are doing these things, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like this town is just breeding its own weird, twisted culture. Like, just generation after generation of it's okay, it's the victim blaming,
Yeah.
you know? And just like raising people who aren't told at all, or especially at a young age, that like, these things are not okay.
No.
Like, you're crossing a fucking line
And from,
by
like,
treating someone like that or expecting these from people.
I feel like the girl that got assaulted was from a different town. She's from 2 towns over or something.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, because
Maybe,
like
yeah.
the first
They
person
did say
interviewed,
something.
she like, oh, like nobody knew her. She
Yeah.
kind of just came in. We were nice to her, but like that's why like she wanted to go to those
Yeah.
boys. We're like, you shouldn't do that, but like we'll let you.
Yeah,
And
'cause
I
we're
feel
not
like
close
that's
to you.
part
Yeah,
of
you're
this
right.
like
Yeah.
town growing up in a world of like, don't go over to boys' houses because you will get fucking raped. Like that's what happens here. And maybe
Yeah.
this
Mm-hmm.
girl from a different town doesn't realize that. It's just like, oh, but like this cool guy Trent, like I have a crush on him. I want to go to his like friend Dave's house, not
Yeah.
knowing that it's like, oh, they're all gonna have their way with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And like being young and naive and not understanding how alcohol affects you,
Yeah.
and seeing, they didn't really talk about this, but we've all been at parties where like guys are pushing girls to drink more. It's not for any bad intent as far as I'm aware, but like you're having fun, you're with this girl, you hope that she's gonna invite you back
Yeah.
to wherever she's going, right? But you're like drinking excessively and like pushing her to keep up, right? So that
Right.
could have been one of those things too. Like she got way too drunk, clearly, to the point where she was unconscious.
yeah,
Yeah.
And they're like carrying her around to multiple houses.
And we all need to learn these lessons, but like
Not like
Not
that.
like that.
there's
Not the
no,
hard
there,
way.
there should be a
Not
there
that
should be
lesson
a
the
better
hard way.
foundation, a
No.
better foundation of principles.
Yeah.
So when stuff like that does happen, there's enough people, like regardless of if she's a stranger, are just looking out for a human being.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
about
kind of the thing.
girl or guy or anything, or stranger or not. It's just
I
like
feel like that there was like watching this was a lot like watching that other one that we watched the other day, the I Love You Now Die, and it's that whole
Totally.
like you doing nothing is like a crime in itself. Like you're not intervening when you have like prior knowledge to something. Like that's kind of
And on to that, like that was something we debated to like the very last second of the show. Archie's
Yeah.
like, it's not a crime. I'm like, I know, but like we all agreed that
Yeah.
it's against a moral code.
Yeah,
yeah. It just
So
is
like,
greasy.
it
thing.
feels wrong.
Comes-
Yeah.
always comes back. It's grease.
it's greasy.
It's greasy
That's
as fuck. Yeah.
It's fucking greasy, and I thought like there was my favorite part of the
Welcome.
documentary was when
Welcome.
they talked to like the when they talked to like
Sounds
the
very pro sex assault when you're like favorite part of this
my
movie.
favorite part. No, it was when they talked to the coach.
Uh-huh.
And the coach had like, for whatever reason, the coach had like disciplinary authority over the team.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like more so than the principal did.
Yeah.
So if anybody on the team did anything wrong, this guy was responsible for doing something about it. And I can't remember, but he had suspended somebody for something before. I can't remember, like recently. But then when this all came out, he got called down to like the police station to talk to the cops, and he was like adamant that he was just like, nope, like my players said they didn't do it,
Yeah.
and like they know that like if they can, like I'll defend them to the end, like I will 100% defend them if they tell me the truth. I would like have their backs, and like I like we have that trust going on like 100% these boys, and like they didn't do it. Like they told me that they didn't rape that girl, and they said that they weren't even with her, kind of thing. And then like the police officer just like hands on his head, just like, okay, but like what if there is like some pretty hard evidence that
There's
they
pictures,
did it?
there's video, there's
Yeah, like-
fucking,
DNA.
their own confessions publicly
Yeah, and it
about
was
being
just
with this girl.
the weird arrogance of this coach that it's like he obviously has gotten away with this before, maybe not with the cops, but
Yeah.
the whole just like they said they didn't do it, so they didn't do it,
Yeah.
but we got a game in fucking 4 hours,
yeah.
you know.
Well,
And-
he was probably the fucking Trent of his generation
yeah.
at that
oh
school,
my
you
God,
know?
yeah, he'd still why he got the job because it was
Yeah.
like I'm gonna go public.
Yeah.
Totally.
You give me a job, yeah.
One
I don't know. It
thing
was-
I felt like, besides the poor girl being assaulted, the next saddest thing was all the dudes that they interviewed that used to be on the team, like within like the last 5 years, that are just
Yeah.
full on nobodies. Like
Yeah.
the first guy they interview, like, is running a donut shop, and he doesn't even have the ability to like take a 5-minute break for the interview. Like he's filling
Yeah.
orders
Oh,
while
he's
they're asking him
helping customers.
questions.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Excuse
Hold on
me,
one
can I
second.
help
You want
you?
12 of those? Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They probably raped that girl. That's real bad. Yeah.
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 It's like, oh my god, like in that weird world of like 30,000 people go to a high school football game. Like as soon as you finish high school, it's like, oh, your life is over now.
Oh, you're not going to college? Well,
Yeah, and that's super sad.
See, I mean, I'm blaming everybody in this situation.
Sure.
I'm blaming
Parents.
obviously the guys who committed the crime the most.
Yep.
But the parents, the
yep.
teachers, the fucking culture of the town.
you
like,
fucking
just
always
like,
blame the parents, though.
Well, and like 1% is on her just for guilty by association kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
not
think
that
you
she
can be
did anything wrong. It's just
completely
like
without blame.
being in cahoots with these people.
Yeah.
She's with these like shitty fucking people. And maybe there's not too many options as far as social life goes in these towns, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone's to fucking blame here.
She made
Yeah.
some bad decisions. Like she gets a little bit of blame. Yeah.
Sure. It doesn't mean she deserves what
Yeah.
happened
you
to her,
can't like
but
walk down a bad neighborhood with like wads of cash in each hand and then be upset you got robbed.
expect
Like
That's
it sucks. Like there should not be robberies. Like
Listen,
you should
that is like a blatant extreme, but yeah, totally.
we should live
I
in
see
a
the
world
parallel.
where you
I see
can
the
walk down
parallel.
the street with money out and not get robbed. Like I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
argue with you, but when it happens,
No.
Yeah. There's still got to be some accountability.
some accountability.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1%
Real
accountability.
life is affected.
99 is like
Yeah.
Trent and Michaela, whatever that fucking guy's name was,
Micaiah.
Yeah.
whatever, and the
How
like
fucked up?
other people that
Like,
just filmed it.
okay, or like,
Yeah.
what about too how at the end of the whole thing, like these kids finally get charged,
Yeah,
and they only both get like a fucking year
yeah.
in
Year in
community
juvenile.
service,
Yeah.
right? And the one
Year
guy I
in
think
juvie.
got like maybe an extra year because he had taken the pictures and sent the pictures, which was like. For some
Yeah.
reason, to all of these people, even when after it was done and the guys got to say their like I'm sorries,
Yeah.
they both like emphasized like how sorry they were that the picture got taken and sent around. Like
Yeah.
that was the worst part of the crime.
I think
Yeah.
based on like they're trying to like from my take on that, like there was still an argument that like consent was given.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're gonna beat the rape case, but there's no beating the like child pornography case because she was like 15 or something.
Yeah.
So like
okay.
sending
Yeah.
around that photo is like not just like embarrassed. Oh, we embarrassed her a bunch. It's like that's a fucking felony.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Is it still a felony when you're also a child? Like I don't know.
I don't know
that
how it works.
Yeah.
I
Clearly
think
not.
that
'Cause
was-
you only got 1 year for doing it.
I think that was
Yeah,
the issue with like
true.
the sending it around, where it's like it's one thing if you have that picture because you're in a consensual relationship with this girl,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah,
can't really prove that kind of thing. But then it's like once you start sending it to your friends, it's like okay, now you're just spreading
Yeah.
this picture of this 16-year-old girl or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how the
Yeah.
juvenile like system works at all. Like, I get they should be treated as kids, not adults, because they're also like 16.
yeah.
But I don't know if that's like okay, you're mandatory going to jail till you're 18, and then we'll like retry it now that you're an adult. And I feel like that's more how it should work. Like that's a serious crime. Like maybe they only get 5
Yep.
years or something, starting at 18. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to get 1 year when you're 16, like
Yeah.
in that small
It's not good
Stupidville
enough.
town, like their life is over. Like they're off the football team, they're not going to college. They're
Oh, yeah.
gonna be selling donuts.
But
their life is
You
over.
know what, RJ? You know what? There's thousands of these small communities where no one knows who the fuck they are, where that shit is still happening.
Yeah.
Not that they're gonna go and like do it again, but where they can just blend in and be normal
Yeah.
in another community that's exactly the same. You know,
Yeah.
where they can raise kids who are gonna do that too. So, I mean, it's the parents' fault in the sense that like they're not present enough in these kids' lives, regardless of what it is. It could be tragedy, it could be anything, but they're not present enough, or whoever's responsible for them are not present enough to like teach them that like there's a fucking
Yeah.
line. You know, with everything there's a fucking
Breaker,
line,
breaker.
and you have to pay for what you did. It's not just about going to jail; it's about like living with it.
Yeah.
You know, being responsible for these fucking things you do. Like, I don't know that my parents ever had to have any real talks like that with me, but it was just understood somehow. Like, just like the element of, like, my household element and just the company we kept, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna like air her dirty laundry, but someone close to me was raped as a young woman, so it's like, you know, and that was kind of something we knew and how it affected her, and fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like the parents' responsibility that way for sure. They're the front line to stopping all this shit happening.
Oh, Skyler.
I was wondering why. I thought he might have started
I
crying,
think he
and that's
started
why he
crying and
wasn't.
he just dropped off. He couldn't handle it. We got too real for him.
Got too
Is
real,
the
and the
person that you
tears
thought
started
was
rolling.
raped Skyler?
No, it wasn't. But maybe he was.
There's-
Maybe this is like, I don't want to laugh about it, but maybe this is like coming
I think,
out.
You know, he has some like sad eyes.
He had some real sad eyes.
Yeah.
I think I heard him there. I'm gonna have to apologize.
If he ever
know?
comes back.
Shouldn't be airing his
Shouldn't
dirty
air it,
laundry.
shouldn't air it. Pull the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's all. Like, I could talk about this for the rest of the
I
night.
could,
It's
but I
just,
don't want to. Like, I feel like it's.
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Should we though?
Yeah.
Is that like the point though? We should talk about these kinds of things.
Yeah.
I don't want to though.
I mean, your Facebook friend's probably doing a good idea, like good thing,
He
but
did at least
having these
35
petitions
likes.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Raise
You know,
13
like, so
bucks.
it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Yeah, we should be talking about it, but it's just exhausting and like, you know, it's just
What are we
tragic.
talking about?
Tragic.
Sorry.
Well,
just-
we talked about you crying for a second. About how
but
you
you did
ducked out to have a quick cry
Hide
when
your
things
shame.
got real.
No, fucking,
Yeah,
there was
you
just like
should.
a giant lightning strike and the whole neighborhood went black. I thought my computer.
Oh,
like,
believable.
Unbelievable.
no, I
Yeah.
thought my computer. I thought my computer was gonna get fried, but it didn't drop anything. It just the internet. Now I'm back, baby.
Maybe.
Hot and heavy. Dry tear ducts. But what are we spreading the word about?
Oh,
We're
just
just
this
saying
whole
that this
thing.
topic sucks and I don't want to talk about it, but maybe we should
Yeah.
talk about it. That's the whole point of this
Yeah,
kind of topic.
Stop.
Yeah.
Fucking stop raping each other.
We were like quickly saying off air, I'm going to bring it up, whatever,
Yeah.
that like fortunately, like, I don't know too many stories like this, like where we grew up. Like we went to a lot of monster house parties that were
Sure.
super fun. Oh shit, as soon as I said that, one just came to mind. Fuck.
I think I know what
no.
you're talking about. I think I know exactly what you're talking
Oh.
about. And I don't know, because I'm not like in that circle, but I remember something coming up
I'm
when
gonna.
we were all hanging out. See, you guys went to these monster house
This is
parties.
a different
I just
one.
lingered.
This is a different one.
I just lingered and smoked outside and like and spit at people and stuff, you know. You went to the parties. I just went to like
We dragged
maybe
you
someone
along.
will give me a blowy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
You left early, no one noticed.
No, fuck no.
I was gonna say, like, I went to a lot of these monster parties, and like, we didn't really grow up in that culture, and I feel like cool.
Mm-hmm.
There is like one famous girl that we kind of know the story where she like had like a bunch of dudes in the same night, and kind of just chalked it up like, okay, wow, she went for it. But like seeing how this movie unrolled, I wonder if that was like a full consent thing, or was she fucking passed out? You have no idea. And the
Yeah,
only
we don't
reason
know.
that this one is like everyone believes the girl is because these kids were so stupid that they filmed and recorded everything, that all
Yeah.
the evidence put them in jail. But like 2002 when this happened, it's like it is like 3 guys against 1, and they're all just like, yo, no, she fucking volunteered. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Wow.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. I just don't want to talk about it, and
If you,
that's the end of it.
That's it. And there's probably plenty of instances like that where it just gets swept under the rug
Yeah.
because he said, she said.
It's
You know?
3 he's against
Yeah.
1 she, and she's just like, I don't want to like bring
Yeah.
any more attention to it, so that's the end of that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just change schools.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. That's fucking sad. And a lot of those women and men too that are sexually abused, they end up fucking killing themselves. And like
Yeah.
that's like also a you know,
Oh, yeah.
And the story that just
another
came
tragedy
to mind,
amidst that tragedy.
yeah, the story that just came to mind was like really fucking sad, and just like I don't think you can like tiptoe around all these things at all times. Like that's just the nature of the beast. Like it comes out at important times. But I remember when I first moved to Toronto in that big dumb frat house, Mike. Like the first week I was there, like the police came to the door, and like were just like asking us about there was an assault committed on the property, and we're like, I don't know anything about what you're talking. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I never heard about it. And he's like, oh no, it had nothing to do with like you. It was like literally like a girl walking home from the bar got tackled on your side lawn and was like assaulted. And it was like, oh shit, like what happened? Like, oh, I had no idea. And he was like, oh, she like, she was one of your neighbors. She like lived down the street. And we just wanted to know if anybody heard anything. And it's like, oh, yeah, like house meeting. Like, has anybody heard anything? And like, no one knew.
Yeah.
And like that was kind of the end of it. Like whatever. And then like 2 years later, we had like a huge house party, as we did. And I was like, you know, talking to some like group of people. And some girl was just like, oh, yeah, like, I was actually, like, you know, I lived on the street for a while. And I was like, oh, cool, what happened? And I just saw, like, her eyes, like, start to welt. And it just hit me right away. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't say anything. She's like, I just moved. But, like, I just saw the look in her eye that she just, like, overshared, like, into, like, we're having fun. Like, actually lived on this street. Like, oh, yeah? And you moved? What happened? And I just, like, saw the look, like, oh. But.
Yeah. I mean, or, like, her cat got killed.
No, you know, like, because I know who it was. Because I was, like, the, like, house manager guy. So I kind of got, like, a little bit more behind the scenes. Like, they let me know. Just because I had to, like...
you were, like, the fucking manager of that house. You were fucking big hoss.
I was manager of the whole street, so I had to be like in charge of like chores and shit. And it's like, oh, this girl's the one moving out. Like, okay, like I can put two and two together. It's not like they gave me any insight. Like I needed to know who was assaulted. It was just like, oh, that girl's moving out 3 days after this assault took. Like I get it. And then totally forgetting who she was until like 2 years later.
You're like a poor man's mayor. You're like the poor man's mayor.
I'm just the kind of guy that walks into situations and takes over.
Yeah. Pope of Chili Town.
Yeah. Pope of Chili Town, exactly. But you're calm and cool about it.
It came down to like either... Okay, so the people behind the scenes. We lived in a house of 15 bedrooms, and everybody had to do a chore every week to keep the house clean. Or you could manage, and that counted as your chore.
Like, nice.
Like, what kind of idiot is going to clean bathrooms over just making sure someone else cleans the bathroom?
Cleans a bathroom,
What kind of moron would volunteer to clean bathrooms and not try to, like, run some politics and, like, just become the mayor of the house? Which led to being mayor of the street.
Yeah, which led to a lot of women in your bedroom.
Hey.
Whoa.
I'm just saying. Consensually. Consensually. No.
Roll, RJ, roll.
Wow. Rude. Okay.
Well, on that abuse of power, maybe we should...
on that go on Me Too at the end. Let's,
sorry.
Wrap this
Sorry
one
for
up.
fucking popping the wheels on your bike there.
I was high on my soapbox. You just kicked it out from under me.
And you know what? You fucking deserve it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Frontline Fiesta, for the sick intro. You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. We'll be back next week with another fucking banger. Any last words?
Fuck the police.
Fuck Stupidville.
Fuck Stupidville and police. Thanks. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this week. We are Pretty Much Experts. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are Pretty Much Experts, and we love you, I guess.